The driver accused of causing a deadly crash in northeast Salem over the weekend is expected in court today. Coming up, what we know about the driver and the victims who died.
Also this morning, a Southwest Portland cannabis dispensary is asking for help and is willing to pay for it to find the two men who robbed the shop at gunpoint. Later this hour, we'll hear from the owner who told us this isn't the first time this year they've been robbed.
You know, just thinking about Portland, I just think about, the fans always showing up for me from day one.
And rapper Ice Cube will be in Portland tonight for his Truth to Power tour. We caught up with him ahead of tonight's show. KGW News at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Monday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Happy to say that Rod Hill is also back with us. Chris and Rod standing by right here for your first look this hour at weather and traffic.
Yeah, good morning. Final morning of summer. The autumnal equinox at 11:19 local time this morning. So your lunch hour will be in the fall season. We have a beautiful start. We have a mixed bag of clear skies as you look at our state capitol from our Salem sky camera, and some valley fog now being reported. In fact, McNary Field not only reporting some valley fog, but a little bit of mist coming out of that low cloud deck right now, and 49 degrees. Increasing cloudiness starting to show up in this camera vantage as well from the top of the Wells Fargo building looking down over the Tillicum crossing. 53 PDX reporting cloudy skies out along the Columbia. So it's a mixed bag of fog and clear skies, about 50 on average at the bus stop. Sun up just 2 minutes before 7 this morning. 64 at noon. It'll be a beautiful clear sky day. And again, when the kids get home, it will be fall. It will be sunny and 75 about 3 p.m. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. We're picking up with a traffic alert on the southbound Markham Bridge. Zooming in right now, I-5 southbound. It looks like we've got a fender bender here. I'm not sure if that semi is involved or what, but it's right over OMSI on the east end of the Markham Bridge. Again, this is southbound. You can see the lower deck there in traffic quickly starting to back up as we get into the 6 o'clock hour. More cars on the road and the drive starting to get a little bit busier on that side of town. So we'll keep you posted on this. Otherwise, the rest of the freeway drive is actually in pretty good shape. Drive times are still rolling along at a speed limit clip. Guys?
All right, Chris, we appreciate that. Top story here at 6 o'clock. The driver accused of causing a crash that killed 4 people in Salem over the weekend is scheduled to appear in court this afternoon.
Libby Dowsett joins us with the latest on the driver and the young people killed in the crash. Libby.
China and Drew, the Marion County Sheriff's Office says the crash killed 4 young people believed to be in their late teens or early 20s. It happened Saturday night just before 8 along Cordon Road Northeast in Salem. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says the driver of a Volkswagen Jetta, 23-year-old Saul Hernandez Roblero, crossed into the southbound lane and collided with a Buick Enclave. Authorities say 4 young men or teens riding in the back of the Jetta were killed. The driver, Hernandez Roblero, and a 5th passenger in the front seat were hospitalized with serious injuries. The driver of the Buick and 2 children were also taken to Salem Hospital to be evaluated. Hernandez Roblero is now in custody facing multiple charges, including first-degree manslaughter, DUI, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving. He is set to be arraigned on charges this afternoon in the Marion County Court Annex. China?
Libby, thank you. Meantime, 1 person is dead following a crash in Troutdale. This happened around 7:40 Saturday night on Southeast Troutdale Road, north of Division Drive. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office believes a driver crashed into a parked car in a driveway. They were pronounced dead at the scene. There were people inside that parked car, but none of them were hurt.
There was also a deadly crash on I-84 over the weekend involving 2 cars and a wrong-way driver. It happened Saturday morning near Corbett. When first responders got there, they found one of the cars on fire. The driver had to be pulled out and was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the second car was pronounced dead at the scene.
A Washington firefighter is recovering after his fire truck was hit by another driver. This happened yesterday morning on I-5 South in Seattle. The firefighter was responding to a rollover DUI crash when a sedan slammed into the fire truck. The driver told State Patrol that they had fallen asleep at the wheel. Authorities say darker days are ahead and could result in drowsy driving.
We want to make sure that people understand drowsy driving is, dangerous, if not just as dangerous as impaired driving.
It's why experts say people should get at least 7 hours of quality sleep each night before getting behind the wheel. One person is facing life-threatening injuries after a shooting in Forest Grove. This happened just before 12:15 Sunday afternoon near TV Highway and Pacific Avenue. The victim had to be life-flighted to a hospital. We've reached out to police for more information on their condition, as well as details about a suspect, and are waiting to hear back.
Portland police were involved in a shooting this weekend at a gas station in southeast Portland. The man they shot is in the hospital. Investigators say he also fired at police. KGW's Catherine Cook walks us through what happened.
It was pretty crazy, you know.
Saturday morning, police shut down Southeast 122nd and Division after a shooting at this gas station involving a suspect and officers.
I heard like a lot of gunshots and like people screaming.
Around 9:15, police say officers surrounded this Nissan and challenged the man inside.
He was a white man with tattoos.
He wouldn't get out, and then when he did open the door, he had a gun in his hand.
During that stop, there was an exchange of gunfire.
Sergeant Kevin Allen says no officers were hurt, but the suspect was hit. Police began first aid before paramedics arrived and took him to the hospital.
At this point, the injuries to the suspect appear to be non-life-threatening.
Police recovered this gun from the suspect's car, and they found bullet holes in a patrol car and a private vehicle. They also interviewed a woman they say was in the suspect's car at the time, describing her as a witness.
Police tell us this whole thing started here at a different gas station on Southeast 84th and Foster. An attendant told officers the suspect threatened them with a gun before taking off.
I believe this was outstanding police work, and we had officers that were looking all around the precinct and their patrol areas for the suspect vehicle, and it really paid off.
For people who live and work in the neighborhood, it's still frustrating.
It's sad that this is happening. Very sad. We've got to do something soon.
It's very unfortunate whenever you have gunfire in our city streets, and it's something that we take seriously, and we really want to make sure the public knows that we go above and beyond to make sure these are investigated fully.
And as the red tape flutters, so do emotions.
There were a lot of people around when this happened.
But on this day, no one else was hit.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in.
In Southeast Portland,
Yeah.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Your time now is 6:07. Listen to this. The Moreland Theater is celebrating its 100th anniversary. Over the weekend, the theater hosted free movie screenings and discounted concessions. The celebration was also part fundraiser to restore the theater's iconic marquee.
I am a huge evangelist for the importance of movie theaters. They have persisted for a long time, and they are one of our few accessible third spaces that we have left. And I truly believe that the best way to see a movie is on the big screen.
The Moreland Theater isn't the only local theater celebrating its 100th anniversary, 100th birthday. Cinema 21 also just passed the milestone, and next year the Hollywood Theater will turn 100 as well.
So I was walking past the KGW Weather Center this morning.
Really?
The very one that you're occupying right now, Rod Hill.
You kept your distance, I hope.
I did.
Please.
But I saw the big marquee, and it said in big bright lights, showing today the arrival of fall, 11:19 a.m.
I like this, our big marquee. I like that. Yeah, it makes me feel fancy. That is our overwhelming headline, along with the fact it's going to be a sunny, beautiful day. The autumnal equinox local time is 11:19 this morning, so this is the final summer start, and it'll be fall before lunchtime. Now remember, we don't turn the clocks back. Standard time doesn't begin until that first Sunday at 2 a.m. in November, and the date on that this year is November 2nd, so still a ways to go before we play with the clocks, if you will. Beautiful morning out there. We have a mixed bag of clear skies and valley fog as expected. Here's the Chehalem Tasting Room, camera out in Sherwood. That's clear over the vineyard. You can see Mount Hood just sticking up right there in the distance. 47. You're probably like me. You've noticed we've definitely turned the tide in terms of getting enough darkness each day now with reduced daylight, that the evenings cool off more quickly. The mornings are typically more cool than they have been. Right now out at the airport, we're actually getting low clouds along the Columbia and 49, but mainly clear over Providence Park, our live camera this morning here in the Rose City. It's 44 in Hillsboro, 50 in Happy Valley, 44 up in Battleground for you, and we'll jump down into Salem where it's 49, 51 in Corvallis. After early fog pockets, everybody is basically clear today, including the beach. Temperatures will be in the 60s. Inland from Salem to Madras to LeGrand. Generally highs will be in the 70s. And here's your 7-day forecast. Really great week ahead weather-wise. A couple of warm days, 77 today, and then 85 tomorrow, 85 Wednesday. It's a light northeast wind flow the next couple of days. And then we get back into maybe some early cloudiness, but all dry and 70s Thursday into Sunday. Here is Chris McGinnis.
Rod, thanks for that. We pick up with a traffic alert again on the southbound Markham Bridge, a crash which appears to involve a semi there, right there in the middle of your screen. Again, this is the lower deck on I-5 southbound, and traffic is quickly stacking up around this, backing up towards Morrison and the I-84 interchange. So if that's your commute this morning, give yourself a few extra minutes to get around that. I want to hop over to the Kearns neighborhood now. Photojournalist Eric Patterson live on the scene here. This is near northeast 21st and Pacific. We've got some hanging wires now that are apparently have made contact with a garbage truck here. The driver is still in that truck. Guys, this is a pretty scary situation here. They've got the area taped off. I'll step out of the way as it appears again that a driver of a garbage truck there has made contact with some overhead wires. So we're working to get more details on this, and we will keep you posted as sunrise rolls on.